Yeah, Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eye.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I am Vinny Van Lowe's unmatched charisma, Joe.
Okay, and I'm Travis. Just being Travis.
You can't help it. And today we're bringing you Veronica Mars Season 2, Episode 11, Donut Run.
So this episode, I like this episode, but there's also so much potential that was lost in this episode. I think they could have done so much more for this being Duncan's big farewell. I don't know. I like it, but it's also kind of missed the mark for me, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, but I can't wait to explore it.
Tell us what we're getting ourselves into.
Alrighty. iTunes lets us know an FBI team headed up by tough, seasoned agent
Wow.
They say seasoned agent Morris, and it just seems like it should be seasoned agent Morris.
It's seasoned agent. Is there a comma?
No, it's just seasoned agent Morris.
Should be seasoned agent and then a comma Morris?
Either that or Agent Morris.
Yeah.
Okay. An FBI team headed up by tough, seasoned Agent Morris, Lucy Lawless, Xena Warrior Princess.
La 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 Xena.
Alright.
Forged in the heat of battle.
Is called in to pursue Duncan after he breaks up with Veronica and flees with Meg's baby. Meanwhile, Wallace reveals the tragic reason for his return to Neptune. Later, Logan asks his buddy Dick to help in a scheme to weed out which one of Weevil's PCH biker boys, again, boys with a Z, framed him for murder. Recurring guest star Charisma Carpenter appears as Kendall Casablancas, and recurring guest star Lisa Thornhill appears as Celeste Kane.
So, I mean, that was pretty much was the episode.
I cannot get over biker boys. I did not think this was going to be a recurring thing in the iTunes description.
Until we die, biker boys.
Biker boys.
I hope it pops up in season 4 as well.
Ooh, I have not checked.
Men's?
I have not. I have not checked the iTunes description for those, so I probably should.
So let's talk about kind of the
Wallace.
Yeah, because I think this stuff was not needed in this episode.
No,
it kind of takes away.
It slowed down the episode a bit. Like, I was so excited to have him back, but like, I don't need him.
Because I love his scene with him and Veronica in the bedroom.
Yeah, but
the stuff at when the Google thing in the school, like
the search engine Olympics.
Yeah, we didn't need it. It just took up time, and then Wallace revealing everything. It helps set up the next episode, but let's finish this episode and then move into the next episode, because this is supposed to be a really big, important episode.
Yeah,
this kind of ties up a lot of loose ends.
Rob Thomas wrote and directed this one. Like, it's supposed to be a big one for the series.
But they're trying to stuff all this other stuff into it, and I don't think the next episode isn't the Wallace next episode isn't such a huge episode where we need all this foreshadowing and setup. This all could have kind of been in the next episode.
Yeah, it really could have.
We could have gotten another scene with Celeste. We could have gotten more interesting things.
Or we could have just not had the jury storyline last episode and extended Donut Run into 2 episodes.
Okay, that's the thing.
Had the Wallace stuff in the first part.
So for an episode that focuses on this baby, the fact that the Mannings don't show up is really weird. Is really, really weird.
Yeah.
Especially since we get the line with Veronica and Lamb where he's saying, I should have arrested you guys that night, now it's my ass on the line. And then there's actually no consequences to that.
Right, the baby gets away and nothing happens with Lamb, nothing happens with Veronica past this episode.
Yeah. So it really kind of bugs me, because I do like this episode,
Yeah, no, I love.
But I don't. And they've said in interviews they knew Teddy Dunn was leaving. They knew they had him for like so many episodes. So it's not like out of the blue. He's like, actually, next week's gonna be my last episode, guys. I can't. I'm not. I want on my contract. They've known all season, and they've been building it up, but then really fumbled the last couple episodes.
I just feel One Angry Veronica's been the only stumble, because 208 was good, 209 was good.
No, they were good episodes. I just mean they're not really building this. They've set up this Manning baby storyline.
Yeah.
That could have been really interesting. And even last episode, Meg's like, don't let my family have this kid. And then like for us supposed to be really like afraid the Mannings are gonna bring the full force down and be these awful people. There's no follow-up to it ever, because we never see the Mannings again.
And we didn't need like the whole family. They could have just got the dad. Like the mom would have worked too, but like all they really needed kind of was the dad, since that's where the storyline.
I would have loved Duncan working with Lizzie, like Lizzie helping Veronica. I would have it probably wouldn't have worked, but I would have really liked the idea of it being like Lizzie was the one that was the blonde girl.
Oh, instead of Astrid?
Yeah, which whatever.
I know.
It's so weird. Like, it's really good thing they showed her in the previously on, because no one would have remembered who she was. She made such a small impact in My Mother the Fiend.
Yeah, it was a good callback though. I'm hoping they had her there because they knew they were gonna do that, but I don't know.
Well, I think they did, because they spent a weird amount of time with her in My Mother the Fiend.
But that was more to like get Veronica was trying to figure out if she was Celeste's baby.
I still think it would have been interesting to have the Mannings, have Lizzie, or have Meg still be alive but unable to do anything, and her like begging Duncan to take the kid.
Yeah. Oh, and then they could have met up.
I also still don't understand. It makes zero sense to me that Celeste would not be fighting for this kid, like at all.
Yeah.
That makes there's no way Celeste would be putting up Duncan's baby up for adoption or wanting nothing to do with it.
It's a Kane, and it's
a Kane,
not a Mars Kane.
It's not a Mars Kane. From all we know, she seemed to like Meg. She would probably really like Meg.
Yeah.
So there's this. Also, Celeste would be one of those grandmothers where it's like that kid would be spoiled to the teeth to the end of times. Because I don't like the comment where Veronica's like, Celeste isn't ready to be a grandma.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Veronica, now you're just being a bitch about it. Like, it's very out of character for Celeste, because I think she would have been all over this kid.
I can kind of see both sides of it. Like, taking each, like, Celeste doesn't want this, like, out of wedlock baby. And there's, like, all this drama around it, surrounding, like, the Mannings and the bus crash, all that. I could see that, but at the end of the day, I think Celeste would have taken a Kane. Like, especially that didn't come from Veronica. Like, that's end of the day.
If this was Lily and Lily had a baby, that kid would be gone. But
there you are.
Duncan's baby.
There you are. That's the key difference.
Seed, and that's precious to her.
Maybe if it was a baby boy?
No. I just think,
No, I'm saying, like, in this episode, maybe. Celeste would have been like, the heir is born.
Also, I don't really get why Celeste would hire Vinnie Van Lowe. That also didn't make any sense to me.
She's worked with him before, hasn't she?
I don't think she has, because she always goes to Keith.
That's true.
Because who found Duncan last season? Who found Cuban Duncan? But there's no way she's going to him now. But I also I really don't think she'd go to Vinny. I don't think she would put up with that.
I don't know. Because her options are pretty limited in Neptune.
So, The Kanes have their own personal, like...
True. Why isn't Clarence on this?
Why isn't Clarence doing anything?
Maybe because Jake's like, no, I want this baby. Like, let him go. Like, I'm not giving you Clarence. You can't use him. And Clarence just like, let me at him, boss. I could find him.
Yeah.
Clarence would find him in a heartbeat. Although, I don't know, he didn't find him in Cuba.
Clarence didn't find him in Cuba. Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
So, maybe Clarence is just better at local stuff.
Local within the... Yeah.
Within the tri-state area.
Yeah.
Anything out of country, he's just lost. He never got to travel as a child, so...
Oh my god.
So then let's talk about Logan and Weevil.
This also, I think we didn't really need to spend that much time with.
It's
fine. It continues the story arc, but there's clearly this initiative that Logan needs to be in a certain amount of scenes or a certain amount of time each episode, and that's what this feels like. Because it doesn't play in with the main storyline at all.
I think we could have done about half of what we were given.
Also, Logan does not seem that concerned that his best friend has been...
Yeah, why? Like, we could have used...
Not a single care in the world.
We could have used Logan for that in this episode.
Because Logan and Duncan have patched things up. They're living together.
I do like that Logan wasn't in on it, and, like, he was kind of hurt by Duncan, like, thinking he slept with Kendall. Like, I liked that little ditty at the beginning.
Do we even get any, like, reaction from Logan after Duncan leaves? I guess we might get a little bit, but...
Yeah, there's probably a mention, but nothing stands out right now. Nothing in this episode, at least.
Yeah, that could have been more interesting to have Duncan... Because I liked his, like, little banter with Veronica in the beginning, like, hi-ho.
Hi-ho?
What did you say?
Oh, your uniform. Hi-ho. It's off to work you go.
I guess that makes me Snow White.
You must be on your way up to see Mopey.
How's he doing, Sleazy?
Wouldn't know. He doesn't come out of his room. Old Italian ladies don't grieve like this. Boy, he must have really loved Meg.
Well, then there's that other thing. You know, he can't see his baby.
A baby? How'd that happen?
Okay, no, Logan was unnecessarily kind of a dick in the teaser.
Logan, I'm at this point where Logan's just a dick, and people still like him, so he can do anything he wants.
I just think in this...
Logan could have pretty much just straight up called her a bitch, and people would have been like, oh, Logan's so witty.
I don't think it's that far. He's just being, like, a little bit too much of a jackass right now. For, I don't know. It felt like it was there to, like, so like he would stay away from Veronica. I don't know, like, build up that vitriol a little bit more to distance the two.
But also, like, 2 episodes ago, he was begging her to help him.
I know,
so, like,
I don't know.
The show doesn't know what to do with Logan, but they know they need to keep Logan in the show.
It's just, like, I get it. It's fun to write, like, the jackassy banter between the two, but at, like, some point, it becomes a little too much when you don't have a counter to that. Like, it's just like, oh, you guys are just being assholes. Yeah. Like, that's why from time to time, I'll, like, text you something nice. Like, by the way, I don't hate you. Like, just, you have to sugarcoat it sometimes. They brought back Sean.
They did.
Which was, I felt like a very Diane Ruggiero thing to do.
It was a nice little callback.
It was. Because I totally forgot he was in it, and I was like, oh my god.
It did not go anywhere.
No, it was such a toss away. Like, it didn't.
Which I'm okay with, because I love that kind of stuff.
But maybe not this episode.
Maybe not this episode. Because I knew he was in this episode, but I forgot how he was in this episode, and I assumed it had to do with, like, the 09ers or with Duncan or something, but it 100% does not.
Well, he's ousted from the 09ers. He isn't an 09er. His family is the help.
That's true.
But in that scene, Weevil looked so beautiful.
Oh my god.
With his black tank. Like, I don't know, his like skin was like glistening. It's like they'd put some sort of like shimmer on it as well. Like it was very sun-kissed.
Fluorescent lighting in that bathroom really does wonders for the people.
I guess, because he looked... No, because Sean still looked horrible, but Weevil,
Sean
like,
needs
glowed.
a haircut. He real needs a haircut.
Weevil had the glow of a pregnant woman. Like, that's how pretty he was in that. I do, segueing over, I do like Logan and Dick's little... When they're playing Dead or Alive, and, like, Logan's asking him to find some for him or whatever, and just Logan realizing that Dick isn't a complicated person. Like, it took you this long, buddy? Like, it was a really cute moment between the two, and like you could see them already kind of transitioning to Dick full-time BFF.
Well, they have to, because Duncan's gone.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, you can see the progress there. Because, like, what was it earlier this season that was? Duncan and Logan playing video games together.
Well, the problem is they didn't really... They had Duncan and Logan living together, but I still didn't feel like they were best friends again. It felt it didn't work, and it still made very little sense. I don't understand why they would live together, because Logan takes over the penthouse afterwards, so it's not like it was a money thing.
Well, because Duncan already had it. It's not like...
But they're at the hotel, so I'm pretty sure the Canes would just, like, stop paying for it.
I don't get what you're trying to say with this.
Oh, because I don't understand the need for them to live together, because...
Oh, was the only suite? And they could? I don't know. They didn't go beyond that episode with it. Like...
Yeah.
But you think, like, oh, they're going to be best buddies again. Like, they're going to have some fun times. But then it was always Duncan and Veronica there, and then Logan coming in with
Logan and Veronica fighting each other.
With Duncan asleep on the couch. I
think the only, there was no time. Yeah, no.
Missed opportunity.
Stupid.
We also, I guess it hurts my tummy that, like, Weevil had to think that Hector could have, like, killed Felix. Like, it hurts. Like, I get it. It's all because of Thumper and his fucking bullshit, and it makes his, like, death coming up even more justified. Well, not justified, but, like, satiating? Whatever words. But then fucking Molly the Narc is coming back because
I totally forgot about that for some reason. And like, I'm like, oh yeah,
I did too.
That was a nice little setup.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so this is just such a minor nitpick. And like, so Weevil is getting like his tattoo, I guess, touched up or done. But clearly, like, the pen is doing nothing. It's very obvious the pen, no ink is coming out of the pen. He's just like going over it with nothing. It was so stupid. And it's not even like, oh, I have a tattoo, so I know. It looks so fake in general because nothing was happening.
They could have just kept the shot from, like, you didn't have to see him going over it.
Yeah. It was like nothing was happening on the tattoo. The color wasn't changing. It's clearly an old faded tattoo. So they could have at least like put a little bit of like paint on it or like body paint to make it look fresher.
Oh, like some water and shimmer.
Or some water or something. That's also another thing. It wasn't wet and you got to like wet down the area. It usually gets like moist. It was just a lot. And for some reason, it really, really bugged me. And I don't understand why they didn't realize while they're filming. Or, like, Francis is like, hey, guys, this is, like, not how it works.
Right. Clearly, he has,
he's had
the experience.
In his life. It was just a very... it really took me out of the episodes for some reason. And I was not for it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I did like the line when Dick is coming back to Logan with the drugs, And Logan asks him how it went or whatever, and he's like,
Hey, what's the word?
Well, the one they call Bootsy told me no, and went on to suggest I perform sexual intercourse upon my own person.
Doesn't he understand? If you could do that, you'd never come to school.
Boy, that's the truth.
but isn't that a little homo? Like,
That's such a straight guy thing, though. Like, I wish I could suck my own dick. I'm like, but then you're sucking a dick. So.
like, I don't care if it's yours or not. You have a dick in your mouth. Like,
yeah, like, are you fantasizing about your own dick? Because I kind of worry about that.
you might want to look into these a little deeper. So then going into the best part of the episode? Are we there? Are you done with Wallace, Weevil, and Logan?
Yeah.
Okay. As much as, like, I agree with you, like, Celeste getting Vinny isn't, like, the most on-brand thing for Celeste. I love that he's here. I love that he's back.
I love that he's here, and they obviously needed him to be in this episode. I just think they could have... This is my thing with season 2 of Veronica Mars. They're very lazy. They just like, oh, we need this to happen, so it happens. There's no thought in a lot of things. It's just like, it's just going to happen, and you're just going to have to suck it up. And it's kind of upsetting, because season 1 wasn't as, like, brash about that. They had a little more nuance in their writing. Mm-hmm. At least I believe. So it's like, okay, we need Vinny in this episode. I don't know, Celeste hires him? Okay, cool. And it's like, any other ideas? Nope. Okay, let's move on. Like, because Teddy Dunn just told us last week he's leaving, so we need to get rid of his character. So...
I suppose. I really love Dick trying to give advice to Veronica on being with a billionaire.
Logan told me what happened. You gotta let it go, Ronnie. Take a deep breath and let it go. If you're gonna date an heir to billions, the occasional afternoon quickie, you gotta let it slide. Cost of doing business, you know? Seriously, girls like Kendall, they let you do things that girls like you, well, let's just say you should be thankful. Vile stuff, you know, really vile stuff.
Move, Dick.
Just trying to be helpful.
But you know what? His advice ain't that wrong.
Vile stuff, you know. Just really vile stuff, Ronnie. And she's just like over it, and it's really cute though. I think Dick fit more naturally into this episode than Wallace outside of that bedroom scene.
I agree.
Like, it was kind of weird how well Dick kind of just floated into this episode, like in and out.
Because we'll discuss it when we get to the later in the episode, but there's also another 09er that would have fit perfectly in this episode. But I love the Duncan Veronica fight. It's so over the top and so like stupid and so high school, and like
I called your cell 10 times.
Had it turned off.
Yeah, I figured that out.
God, what's your problem? Needed some time to think.
My problem starts with finding Kendall in your shower.
Kendall? She probably got the bedrooms confused.
Don't lie to me. I trusted you the first time, but not anymore. I'm nobody's fool.
Perfect. Meg's dead. I can't see my daughter, but by all means, Veronica, let's make this about you. Why shouldn't it be like any other day?
God, shut up about Meg already. I'm alive. I'm your girlfriend.
Not anymore.
Like, I'm your girlfriend. I'm alive.
Oh my god, that's like one of my favorite things. She's like, I'm alive, Duncan, me. Because didn't we like just say that too? Like, it's. I know, like, you could tell, like, when first watching it, like, this seems a little different. Like,
Yeah.
but to like the high school kids, of course, it's gonna feel like, oh shit, like, bust out your flip
like
phone.
Veronica Mars and Duncan Kane.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I just picture Mac in the corner, like slightly off screen, just being like, Brad and Angela.
Mac is heartbroken by this. That was like her couple.
You guys finally got back together.
She has to take down her fan site. It's just...
Do you know what, side note? I'm just going to throw it out there that we're talking about Mac. I'm really bummed out we never got any, like, fun Mac Duncan scenes.
What would they have talked about?
I don't know. But I love when characters who don't have a lot together, like, kind of hang out or have a scene. Like on Buffy, Anya and Tara have one scene together, and for some reason it's like one of the best scenes ever.
It is.
And they rarely ever get screen time, just the two of them.
That's true.
So I don't know. It would have been cool if Duncan, for some reason, needed Mac.
I mean,
because Mac would also be such like a nerd about it, and so like I think she'd be really awkward around Duncan because he's like this hot, cool kid that she's probably
super rich, famous guy.
Yeah, exactly. And she's just like, oh, I'm just nobody.
So how's Veronica?
I'm just Little Miss switched at birth, but whatever.
Ooh, we'll get into that. But at the same time, okay, with the whole like, Duncan doesn't talk, and then like Mac would be starstruck. So like
that would have been like
it's just super quiet and like you just hear typing on the computer the whole time.
It would have been amazing. It would have been so great and so awkward, and then just both of them being like, "So when's Veronica coming?"
Yes, they're both waiting for her, and it's like
Veronica shows up, and then like she's all like, "Why is it so quiet in here?" And they're just like, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, hey Veronica, hey Veronica." Like it would just be so, but we'll never get that. So
nah. Oh well, it's okay. We'll move on.
So let's talk about the real standout in this episode, Lucy Lawless, who is criminally underused in this episode. Criminally.
I guess, but at the same time, no. Like
criminally.
She was used
also,
in like every scene.
I love when
they never let the other guy talk. Like
I love that Lamb's a piece of shit, and like Sax is like, "Oh, the FBI's here," and he's pretending to read this paper, and he's like, and they walk in, and he's just like.
Which makes him look more incompetent. Like, I don't see why he thought that was going to make him seem cool. Like, you're a cop, so you're supposed to be observant, and you don't notice these two people walking into your office because you're looking at a file?
I know.
You just look like a dumbass. I love every fucking time she puts him in his place, though. Like,
oh, the team?
Yeah.
Me. Team? Me. Now let's say it together.
Oh,
I also when he's talking about, he's like, "Oh, I was gonna sign up for I'm gonna sign up for the FBI."
The FBI. I've thought about it, you know, but big fish, small town has its perks. Still, who knows? I still might apply.
You go to college?
For a year. Blew out a knee at Southwest Texas playing ball.
Speak a foreign language.
A little Mexican, enough to get by. Yeah, tell them to turn their music down.
Any expertise in computer science, law, physics, chemistry, forensics, mathematics?
Expertise?
Small town, big fish. You know, I'd ride with that.
And he's just like so offended, but also walked right into it. Like he just, in his mind, he would be like the best FBI agent ever.
Oh, yeah. And what's even better is like once they meet Veronica, like you can just see in like Agent Moore's, she's just like, you know, she would kind of make a good FBI agent.
I also really enjoy how he's like, be careful of her. She's a slippery one. And they're like, okay, we've dealt with so much shit. Sure.
We've dealt with the Al Qaeda, but yeah, let's
It's like 18-year-old cheerleader. Sure, let's do it.
So fucking good.
And then, like, one of the best scenes though is when Lamb's like, you should wait outside, and Veronica's like, maybe you should. And like Lucy Lawless just has like this grin on her face.
She loves her. She is like, I like this little girl. Like she. No wonder he hates her. Like she.
Well, I
doesn't put up with his bullshit.
I really appreciate that Lucy Lawless kind of looks like an older Veronica and has a similar vibe.
See that,
and I think that's why Lamb hates her, because it had to be a woman, because Lamb doesn't respect women.
No, he does not.
He does not at all. So having like this authoritative woman who is blonde and has a similar vibe to Veronica is like killing him.
So much smarter, like much better at everything than him, and kills him. And then when she's like, you're like, no matter how this case goes, you won't be getting a fruit basket or whatever. Like,
well, cause she's like, the moment you become annoying to us, and it happens usually quicker than later, you're cut out. Where there's no fruit basket, there's no photos.
Fucking love that. Oh, yeah. He gets so pissed off.
Because this is like his big case, but also he sucks at his job.
He was so hoping this would have been like his follow-up to the Lily Kane murder. Like, I found the Manning baby.
But like, he didn't even solve the Lily Kane murder. So
he didn't.
It's so funny, but I'm sure he's still like, he counts it. He
does. He definitely does.
Yeah.
So do you think the Enoch gem was like planned by Veronica and Duncan, or was that just like always Duncan's password was Meg Kane?
That's a tough one. I was thinking that too, because it's so weird that it would be planted.
The two things that make me think it's planted, though, is one, she brings them the account that needs to be broken into, and then asks them what the password was. Because if she wasn't, like, just to kind of further drive in, like, oh, they have this, like, tension between them type of thing, like, he's still hung up on his ex, like, of course she's not hiding him somewhere or anything like that.
True. And I love Lamb's little, like, shit-ass smirk.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Meg Kane backwards.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, because she also did play really dumb when she heard it.
Yeah. And there's, like, a more organic way if they wanted it to just be there to hurt Veronica. Like, some of them like, Lamb would have just blurted it out.
Yeah, that's true.
If they wanted that, like, I feel like it was planted. I just wanted to see where you fell. Oh, so little Easter egg that I saw. When she gets like the quote unquote phone call from Duncan, that's the recording, and she goes over to the bulletin board. There's like a flyer on there that says, because all I saw was TWOP, and I was like, oh my god, that's a Television Without Pity reference, like, because it's like the most like prominent one, and it's like framed like right by Veronica, and instead of it being Television Without Pity, it stands for Teenage Women of Propriety. I'm like, that's such a cute little Easter egg. I've never noticed that, but like, I was writing a note, and then I like popped back up, and my eye just caught the TWOP first. I was like, wait, I know that acronym. Like, I used to write that a lot, and sure shit, it was right there.
There's a moment, and it's like later in the episode where it must be whatever. I didn't write it down because I was just, when you brought that up, there's that point where Veronica's sitting down, and it's like in her room. And I think it's after Duncan's left, and there's just like a picture of Lily behind her, and for some reason I really like it.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Moment.
It's just a picture of Lily on her nightstand behind her.
What's the like Lily picture?
It's just a picture of Lily.
Yeah, but like, is it like a set photo type thing that?
It looks like a set photo, or not a set. It looks like a photo taken of Amanda Seyfried, like posing for a photo.
Oh, like a red carpet event. Like,
no, not. But it looks like a natural. Like,
okay.
Two friends taking a photo.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a nice little. Like, for some reason, I really enjoyed it because this is such a Kane heavy episode.
If we can just get that picture of Amanda Seyfried at the Met Gala and frame it behind Veronica Thinks. Lily Amanda dressed Seyfried, up from time to time.
Amanda Seyfried was going to the Met Gala in 2005.
Yeah, she was. She was Lily fucking Kane.
Also, so The Virgin Suicides is such a good movie. I love that movie. And it is the most like emo girl soundtrack ever. And I always forget that that's the soundtrack she pulls out. It's like, because every song in that soundtrack is pretty much like I just broke up with my boyfriend song. So fantastic. If you haven't seen The Virgin Suicides, it's like fucked up, but it's so good. It's like, it's Kirsten Dunst and what's his face, and AJ Cook, who I really like, is in it.
Oh, AJ Cook. Final Destination 2. Criminal Minds.
I
don't watch that, but I knew she was in it.
True Colleen.
Ooh, yeah. There we go. That's one. Okay, so when when they're showing the like border patrol traffic jam, it's like 7 cars deep.
That's all they can afford.
That is nothing. That is nothing. I have been at far worse, and it goes by quicker.
I think it was supposed to be implied that it was further. You couldn't see the.
You could see the end of the cars, though.
But the perspective.
No, they did not. Like maybe it was supposed to, and Rob Thomas didn't direct it right. But you could see where the cars stop, and it's like 7 to 8 cars deep.
I think the idea was supposed to be like real long.
Yeah, I get it, but that is not what was shown.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Lamb was like stuck in it at all. He could have just turned on his lights and gone but whatever.
I don't understand how much control Sheriff Lamb has, that he has like border crossing.
But he's also like, he's a law enforcement agent.
No, but like
officer. Sorry.
I guess. I just feel like where Neptune is positioned,
he is also a
change where they needed to change.
A younger white man that could just like no one's gonna.
But calling the border patrol and giving all these orders, also like I don't know. I feel like the border. It was just such a weird flex for. It just seemed like Lamb had more power than I believe he actually would in real life.
Oh, and he was like laying it in on the phone to let everyone know. No, we are not stopping. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god! And when fucking Sax opens the door to let him know that Veronica's card was used in Mexico, and just like that shot with him in front of the window,
like
the orange gold. I loved the shot, but I was just like, you are such a drama queen. Like Lamb is such a queen. It just.
And he was so excited. He's like, I gotcha. And him going down to Mexico and being like a piece of shit, it was like fantastic.
And little did he know, he was fucking bringing Duncan with him.
That's also like such a great twist.
That was my favorite part of the episode. Yeah. Like, 'cause I, like, out of anything else I could kind of see potentially happening, I did not, that came out of the blue. I was like, fuck. Because it all makes sense. Like, of course, like, have someone use her card down there, so he's gonna drive after getting them to leave for the boat or whatever. Like, it was fucking smart. Like, I'll hand it to them.
But it was funny, like, when he opens up his trunk, there's like 20 used water bottles. I'm like, how long are you in there for?
It's like no pee in any of those bottles.
No.
Like, and a bunch of Lunchables. A bunch of Lunchables.
I'm like, what was this baby eating? Because not any of that.
I don't think the baby wasn't with him.
Oh, that's right.
It was Vinny.
For some reason, I always think the baby is with him.
What's her face?
So
Astrid.
I always forget the baby's not with him, and then when he
Me too.
Backpack in, I'm like, oh right. I always think that's what the baby is, and he like chucks it.
Kick the baby! Don't kick the baby. Oh my god. And I always think that the 3 people that we first see, or the 2 people that we see walking with Duncan at first, are Astrid and Vinny. But then I remember, like, the truck comes and it's.
I don't know how I feel about Vinny helping. I know he does it for the money, but it just seems so. I don't know.
I am a fan of it.
I'm torn on it. I don't know how to feel about it because I feel like Vinny obviously would do it for the money. But also, Vinny's a piece of shit.
My only thing... Oh, no, I guess it could have backfired. Because I was going to say he could go to Celeste and be like, hey, they counter-offered you. Yeah. If you want to... But then she could just go to the FBI and be like, he knows. And then Vinny's out everything.
But Vinny's not smart. I mean, when it comes to money, though, maybe...
Vinny is smart when it comes to that.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Like, Vinny's just not sly.
Vinny's 100%
smart.
Not sly.
He's just not sly. Like, he would have to be at least a certain amount of smart to get to where he has in life.
Yeah.
Well, no, still.
Yeah. Let's talk about Keith and Veronica.
I was just going to say, let's...
So, I really enjoy that when she's, like, having her fake breakup meltdown, and she's taking all the photos out, and she's like, Duncan and I broke up, and Keith's like, Yeah, I kind of figured that. Like, yeah.
And before he's like, I don't know if you remember, but I am a detective. I'm a pretty good one.
Also, I love how much backup is in this episode.
Yeah! I think he got more screen time than Duncan.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not mad at backup getting more screen time.
No. But the best moment of the episode, and it's something I've done, I've gone and grabbed a bowl, a spoon, a whole box of cereal and milk, and returned to my room.
That is the most true to life. Period.
I would have skipped the bowl because she had like one of those plastic containers. Just dump the milk in there. You're set. Like, you're just making more of a mess than you need.
Like, wait, putting it into the plastic bag?
Well, it wasn't cereal box. It was in one of those like those airtight.
Oh no, but it's too hard to scoop, and then you just have a mess of sogginess. Like, yeah, I'm depressed, but like, also, I don't want soggy cereal to make me more depressed.
True.
So you just like a bit and a bit, like a bit of milk, bit of cereal, bit of milk. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You just keep topping off whatever needs to be topped off.
The whole scene, though, when he figures it out and they have that blow up.
If they take you away, if you're sent to prison.
You read the letters, though, right? From Meg to Child Protection Services, they're about her parents.
It's not just your life you're gambling with, Veronica. I would not survive without you. You understand what you've done?
We had to do it.
I know you think you did.
We did.
You played me, Veronica.
Like, that is one of the best moments in the series.
Yes.
And, like...
Does it hold any weight? Not really. Because I feel like there's no real actual consequences the next... But Keith has done this before. That's the problem. Keith has been like...
But she also got away with it.
Which I don't like. That's the one thing I don't like about Agent Morris. And she's like, you're a cool dad. You got a cool daughter. I'm like, is that how FBI agents work in the world? Just because, like, they kind of like these people. Like, because what she says is she's like, you know, kidnapping raps usually come back. But
yeah.
This one doesn't.
Mm-mm.
And it feels like they're trying to set something up. And they don't.
A little bit.
I don't know. Maybe they thought maybe they could get Duncan back.
Yeah.
They just never did.
But I don't know how they would, like, reverse that. Like, a kidnapping charge for Veronica? Like, that kind of ends the show. Like, unless we're solving crimes in prison.
Which, that would have been a much better season 4 than... A much better season 3 than what we got, so...
Like, oh my god. Orange is the New Black, but it's like Veronica Mars.
Green is the new black?
Yes! Is that what Neptune wears? Or is it like a dark blue? I don't know. But, so Astrid, I'm guessing, doesn't stay with Duncan? Like, she was just doing it for some money? Like, so that she maybe didn't have to work for Celeste?
Celeste is paying for her college, her university, and all that shit. So I don't know why she would go behind Celeste's back.
Well, Celeste is kind of a dick.
Yeah, but that's Astrid. Astrid's getting a pretty good deal out of this. It's not like Astrid is doing this for nothing, okay?
I guess. But
Astrid's kind of being like a bitch here.
Also, Celeste wants to give up the baby, so...
But also, it's not like Celeste wants to kill the baby.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Oh my god. Also, I keep thinking Astrid is,
because that baby can come back in 18 years and claim throne to the Kane legacy, so she's gonna want to nip that in the bud. She's mad she couldn't have gotten to her like Meg's mom did. Like, there was a line. I'm sorry, that is like still the craziest deleted scene, is Meg's mom fucking smothering her. Like, not even Meg's mom liked her. Jesus Christ.
I keep thinking Astrid is Cheryl Hines, even though I know she's not, but she looks a lot like Cheryl Hines. She does.
Wait, is that what's her face from Riverdale?
From Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, who the fuck was I mixing up from Riverdale?
Idea.
What's the redhead girl's name?
Well, her name's Cheryl on the show.
The redhead is
Cheryl Blossom.
Oh, okay, that's what I was.
But this looks like a.
And I was like, in no way.
This looks like a knockoff Cheryl Hines, and it always throws me off.
Okay, I see that. I see that. Good Christ. The little fortune cookie at the end and the true love stories never have endings is so cute. And I liked Veronica, I liked the little montage at the end. Like, it was very corny or whatever, but
yeah,
I thought it was really cute, and to show Veronica missing Duncan, and too bad we'll never see him again. Because Teddy done quit acting.
Well, no, we see him one more time.
Fair. Okay, fair. But I'm talking nowadays. Because we obviously don't get that storyline again. But give me another movie, but this time focusing on something with Duncan and Lily.
I just feel like Duncan would not move or not come back, or Teddy Dunn would not come back to acting.
I don't blame him. He's a lawyer now.
He's a lawyer. Just recast the role.
No. Okay. Wait. Okay. Who are you recasting as Duncan?
Jason Doring.
What would that look like, sir? Wow. Oh my! Could you imagine? Rob Thomas all right, you can have Jason Doring back, but he's playing Duncan.
Kane.
Oh my god. Oh, who's gonna play Little Lily? I guess she's 18 now, right? No, 15, 16. Little Lily would be...
that's what...
15?
When did this show... What is it? This was 2005? 2006?
Yeah. 2005.
No, because we just...
Oh, that's right. 2006. Well, okay.
2006.
The beginning of 2006. So she's
the baby
14,
was
15.
born in 2005.
Okay. So
she was a December baby. So let's just say 2006. So it's 10... So 14.
Okay. I could take that. 14, 15 when it would...
14, 15. Depending how TV ages work.
Fair. Also, Veronica Mars has gotten really wonky with the timeline since the movie, so...
Yeah. I don't know who I would cast as young Lily Kane the second.
Who's that, that little girl who plays, all the little blonde girl, who plays, little Sabrina? She plays in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the little girl. She plays, the little girl in everything. If it's, a blonde character, she plays the little version of them. Do you not know who I'm talking about?
No.
You're looking at me with the blankest of stares.
The actress who plays Sabrina?
The actress that plays little Sabrina. Little girl Sabrina.
I don't remember little girl Sabrina. But actually, I'll take Kiernan Shipka as young Lily Kane, so that's fine. We'll age her up a little bit. That's fine.
I would love that.
If she's gonna play Lily, let's say I'm going with Lily Meg Kane, because I feel like that's what he called her, Lily Meg Kane. Meg's her middle name.
I don't know. If we could fuck over Meg a little bit more, it'd be Lily Veronica Kane.
No, it's gonna be Lily Meg Kane. So she goes by LM for short.
LM. Lil Meg.
Lil Meg. Lil Meg. Lil Meg.
Come here, Lil Meg.
And little Lily.
Played by Kiernan Shipka in season 5 of Veronica Mars. You guys heard it first. This is our exclusive. We're telling you now. Rob Thomas told us.
You're welcome.
We got the exclusive hot scoop. Exclusive breaking news. Take that, TV line.
Allison Hannigan also set to return. We've got all this.
Yeah. Teddy Dunn's coming out of retirement.
No. Jason Doring is reprising the role of Duncan Kane.
Sorry.
We'll bring back Lucy Lawless too. Fuck it.
Lucy Lawless has been hunting them down.
Yes.
So they're not in Australia anymore. They've been traveling the world, and Lucy Lawless has always been one step behind them.
Oh my god. It's like Hannibal, but gender bend. I love this.
And also, I'm pretty sure no one's eating flesh, but
we don't know. No
this
judgment.
Is Jason Doran's take on Duncan King, so
he did mention he was starting to pee in jars. Is that? I think that's kind of.
I just want to add, I really also enjoyed the black cop that was you ever go to the club? And then Veronica's no. He's I'm a bouncer. You should come. I'd let you in. And she's Okay.
Which plays into the next episode.
I know. For some reason it works here. This is a good setup because it still works within the confines of what's needed in the episode.
Like, if they didn't do anything with it, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but it works because, like, she's in the police station, and I pretty much enjoy where he's like, Lamb told me to keep an eye on you. She's like, I'm gonna be right here.
Oh, I know what I kind of want to say before. Duncan, when he has, like, little Meg in his arms, and he's like,
Hey, Lily. Daddy's here. Everything's gonna be alright.
Like, my heart just swells. I'm happy he got this ending. I'm really happy for Duncan. Like, if he had to leave, I'm happy he got this ending.
I enjoy where Veronica's like, are you ready to travel? And I'm like, this baby's like a day old and premature. She's not ready to do anything.
Yeah. Oh, and then Veronica and Duncan meeting in that, like, apartment next door. Like, that kiss reunion, and Veronica's, like, frantic, like, we gotta keep this going, and Duncan, like, we gotta say our goodbyes, or whatever, and, that was really well done. And I guess the fact that we didn't have too much of them at all together this episode really made that scene have more weight.
It did. I just always forget for an episode all about kind of Duncan's not very much in it.
No, it's weird.
So yeah, I wish we would have gotten more, like, Kane's. Like, I would have loved Celeste's actual reaction to Duncan being like, oh, hey, guess what? I did an uh-oh.
You thought it was going to be Lily. It's me.
Remember that time you guys thought I murdered Lily and you covered it up? Well, I don't know if this is worse or not, but...
I got you a new Lily.
Got you a new Lily. And yeah, it really does annoy me that the Mannings are not in this episode, or at least, like, Meg's dad or
Papa
something.
Manning, yeah.
Because there's such this emphasis put on the Mannings cannot have this baby.
Yeah.
But we don't ever see them fighting for it. We don't see them... You'd think they'd be in the sheriff's office or have FBI with them. Because I know they're not going to go to Lamb. Because they're like, oh no, Lamb knows that we abuse our daughter. Oh no. But the FBI also doesn't seem... I would have loved the FBI maybe looking into it. Or the FBI... I would have loved Lucy Lawless and Celeste Kane in a scene together.
Oh my god. Fuck. Oh, like... Lucy Lawless bringing up, like, Duncan's Black House or something, and Celeste just like, not my baby. You were not gonna talk shit about my little man. That is my precious angel.
And I kind of would have... Maybe I might be like the only one, but I would have loved to see like a custody battle between the Mannings and the Kanes for this baby. And have like... It would not work on the confines of Veronica Mars at all.
Yeah, I was just going to ask like how you would...
Like, it wouldn't really work. And it would be such like a... It would take up so much time and space. But I actually would have really enjoyed it. I think that would have been more fascinating and interesting. This idea of Duncan fighting for his baby. Because just a personal note, I hate the idea where it's like only the women or the mother have rights to the baby. Two people made this baby. The fathers have just as much right to their babies as the mothers do. And it's not fair for people to say like, oh, the mother should make the decision. It's the mother's rights. Well, this baby is half and half. It should be half the responsibility. That's just my personal personal thoughts. That for so long it's always been, oh, that's the mother's rights. The mother gets like default rights. But the father should have rights too.
Yeah. Both parents should. They both should put in equal work.
Yeah. Like, child support is not just a thing men should have to pay. Women should have to do it as well, okay?
Whoever doesn't have the child
Whoever doesn't have the kid. That's the one thing I love about Judge Judy, is she'll be like, oh, why don't you pay child support? And like these deadbeat moms will be like, well, it's not my responsibility. I'm not the dad. And she's like, there's nowhere in the world does child support mean dads pay child support. It's the parent who doesn't have the kid pays child support.
Ever since I found out Judge Judy supports Mike Bloomberg for president, I'm just like, what?
Oh, I don't know. But
Who?
She's
what?
No, she's old.
Well, I get it, but it's like he's literally just a billionaire buying this election, like buying his way into this election. She's rich. I get it.
She's making lots of money off a bunch of poor garbage people. So
fair enough.
Still love her. Judge Judy for president, y'all.
Oh God, that would be. I mean, I don't know.
Dr. Phil can be her vice president.
Dr. Phil is like, between him and what's the other not doctor? Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Fake ass doctors. What? How did we get there?
Oh yeah, I would have loved to see the Duncan custody battle expanded, but we did not get that. Instead, we get Duncan off in the sunset,
which I'm happy with.
His baby and his new lover, Vinnie Van Lowe.
That would have been fucking hilarious if all three of them just went together. Like,
but also we would no longer have Vinnie Van Lowe, and that'd be such a blow to the show.
It really would. I'd be more. God, that's sad. I'd be more sad that Vinny's gone than Duncan, who was a main character.
But the thing is, Duncan didn't feel like a main character really until the last part of season 1 and the season.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess.
Yeah.
Segment time then?
Yes.
Okay.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
So, for the fashion segment, we like to talk about the fashions of 2006.
6 is the first episode of 2006.
Oh my God, this is the year I graduated. Oh my God.
This is not the year I graduated.
Wow. Yeah, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what was kind of there. I only have Veronica's like green leather jacket.
Green leather. That's
all I have.
My notes are nothing. Veronica's green leather jacket, but not paired with what it was paired with.
No,
just the jacket.
Because I believe she wears it again in something that looks like better.
She wears it again in Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough.
There we are. Yeah, because there's that hallway scene.
She wears it during the carnival.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally all I.
The jacket's paired with not great stuff. She's always wearing these big jackets this episode.
It's a bit like this was a very big callback to season 1 with the fact that she was constantly wearing 12 layers.
I'm also not looking forward to making this cover for this episode. I'll probably put her in her pajamas because that was like the only not offensive thing she wore the entire episode.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad we're on the same track with that. Let's go into...
These are the jokes.
Our favorite quote of the episode. On the segment, we just pick a favorite quote, talk about it a bit. What you got, Trev?
So mine is Veronica to Celeste.
It's kind of weird, huh? Hoping Lamb is competent rather than betting he's not.
Keep me posted on any developments. I find comfort in knowing the child isn't yours.
Let's hope she's got your smile.
Ooh.
And like it took me a second to like think about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess all through season 1, the Kanes were just really hoping Lamb was big enough idiot that he would not see through their entire like charade.
Right? Right?
And now it's hilarious. Now
it's a really good turn.
Hoping Lamb is good enough to at least do somewhat of his job.
And the fact that she said it next to Lamb makes it even better.
The look Celeste gives her is just like, you're not fucking wrong, but
right. Got a point.
She's like, yeah, I know, Veronica. I'm dealing with dipshit 1 and dipshit 2 here. Like, I'm really.
She's like, some things just don't need to be said out loud, Veronica. Yeah. It's kind of a given.
Yeah.
So mine is Veronica and Vinny, and it's when they're still in the police station, and he's trying to get some information from her.
I have no idea where he is, and if I did, you would be the last person I'd tell.
Am I hearing you right? Because you tell Osama bin Laden before you tell me? Because back in my day, we had a little thing called patriotism.
I love Vinny so much.
We didn't really talk about Vinny and Veronica, but their hallway scene was really great when she turns the corner and then all you hear is, Vinny, you dropped your pen.
That's my fault. I kept trying not. I wanted to bring it up, but I didn't because it was my one of my quotes was in it. But that.
And then also, I love the note that if you find Duncan and it's like Duncan, personal and confidential.
I really wish on the back it would have had a for your eyes only.
But it's so fake, and you of course Vinny of course thinks ooh, I'm gonna check it. She's not gonna think I'm gonna check it, and Veronica's like, yeah, I know you're gonna check it, you fucking dipshit.
I want to know what was in
the notes?
Yeah. Did she trust him at that point to be like, hey, we will double what Celeste was giving you, or triple whatever it was if you help us? 'Cause that's kind of risky to do it in a note, because that's physical evidence.
That is physical evidence. But also, Veronica
knows
is
Vinny?
right. Vinny's only loyalty is to money.
Yeah. And that's kind of one of the best people you could trust.
Girl Scout cookies. But besides that...
It is Italian sub. A sandwich.
He can Italian sub me any day.
Oh, I missed the mustache. Bring it back. Let's go on.
Excuse me, it's Madison's turn. It's time for a Madison Minute. Hello.
Tell us about it, Travis.
So, Madison Sinclair is our favorite character on Veronica Mars. And any episode she's not in, we usually end up talking about her. So we decided to clump it all together into one segment. And this is said segment.
So where do you see her this episode?
Oh, Madison is totally at the high school,
heart of the fight, right there.
Right there, she's right, just slightly off screen the entire time.
She is. You could just faintly hear it. Yeah, Duncan, you're right.
Loving it. She's also totally up on the drama of oh my god, did you hear Duncan Kane knocked up Meg Manning? While he was with Veronica?
You know what I really, really would have loved? Is at the top of each act, since they did the breakup at in the teaser, at the top of each act, just have Madison recapping the Duncan Veronica drama and kind of where they're at. She's just talking to someone, a group of girls at the school or something, whoever, or a bunch of 09ers at lunch.
Duncan hasn't been at school in 2 days, guys.
I would kill for that. Because that's where I saw her, was just instigating more drama between the whole Duncan Veronica breakup, and it would have been beautiful.
Sure.
God, it would have been beautiful.
And also, she would have... I mean, I love the Dick scene with Veronica and Dick, but also I kind of would have loved Madison being like, you know what, Veronica, it's the sacrifice us women have to make dating rich men. Sometimes they just need...
Oh my god.
Strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Shit. And even her being like, she's like, oh my god, she could be like, you might be a little more giving to some of that freaky stuff, but women like me, we don't do that.
We don't?
I saved myself until marriage. Except the back door, that's God's loophole. Alright, let's move on.
Go Pirates!
MVP, our most valuable pirate. In this segment, we like to choose whichever character we felt was the most valuable for the episode and who contributed the most to the school. Who are you giving it to?
This is tough, because no one really, I'm going to give it to Duncan, just because this is, his last episode. But I also feel like this wasn't a great showcase for anyone outside of Veronica.
That's who I'm giving it to.
So I'm going to give it to Duncan.
Giving it to Veronica, because she pulled it off. She did so... Especially the whole put him in the trunk, have them go off on the boat, him off to Mexico. Ugh, smart. So fucking smart. She deserves it.
No, I agree.
All right, let's go into our last segment.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points! With Pirate points, we figure you know how we feel about the episode by the time you get to this point of the podcast, so we figured might as well have some fun with it, and instead of giving it a letter grade or a numerical score, we say how many Pirate points the episode has earned. So how many Pirate points did you think was earned?
I'm going to give this episode enough pirate points to leave the country with your out-of-wedlock baby.
It was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I'm giving this episode enough pirate points to perform sexual intercourse upon oneself and still being able to call no homo. Because that is some delusion, I feel, on some of these men's parts. I mean, is it gay to suck the homie's dick? Is it? I mean, sometimes your homie just needs a little bit of release. He has no girl around. Like, what are you gonna do?
Helping a brother out.
Like, come on. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, any final thoughts?
This is a good episode, but a flawed episode. And I think had they given him the same amount of, like, not respect, but as attention as a trip to the dentist got, I think this episode could have been as good as a trip to the dentist. But it chose not to use any of the setup. It spent the last.
It needed more time. It needed more time.
I don't think so. I think if this episode had just solely focused on the Duncan baby stuff, and we didn't have the Wallace stuff, and the Logan and Weevil stuff was not as prominent.
Like half the amount.
This would have been half the amount. I think this would have been a really good episode. Because there's all these pieces they've set up over, not even just the last 10 episodes, but the last like, whatever, ever since Duncan and Meg started dating, all these pieces have been set up. And this should have been a really great end to both Duncan and Meg's character. But instead, it's kind of like, it's good. I enjoy it. I like it every time I watch it. If you don't think about it too hard, it's a really good episode.
It's kind of like the aftertaste of it. It's kind of funky.
Because after I rewatched this episode and I texted Joe and I'm like, oh, I forgot how much I love this episode. And then the more I kept thinking about it, I'm like, oh, do I really love this episode though?
The problem is it's really well written. Like the characters, the dialogue, all that is like A+. And like you really Rob knows his characters. Like you can clearly see that in this episode. And it's just kind of everything else around the episode that kind of gives it like a at the end. Like, oh yeah. Like this is all part of a grander thing that kind of fizzled. Like
that's a good way to put it.
The very end with like the trunk and him getting out and then Vinny and Astrid, like that was top notch. Like
I think that's the problem. So like there's this kind of this thing in a movie, like they say about movies, make your last 10 minutes of your movie great, because people will leave the theater thinking it's fantastic and forget about the first hour and a half.
Yeah.
So this episode leaves you on such a strong note where you're kind of blinded for a little bit and you're like, wow, this was fantastic. And then you start like, well then, why did they do this? Or they could have done this. Or why did this happen? And you're like, all these cracks start to show. Mm-hmm. But you're but that final few minutes were just fucking unreal.
Well, I wouldn't even give it that. Well, no, I would. But I mean, like, I think there were some of those really good peaks throughout the episode to where they put the Wallace stuff and the Weevil Logan stuff kind of very thoughtfully throughout the episode, to where like you would go from something with Weevil and Logan and then you have Lucy Lawless. So you're like, oh shit, that's right. And then like you're still up here and then like you go to a Wallace scene that starts to go down a bit. Mm-hmm. And then, oh, Duncan's in the room next to her. Like it does that really well, to where it's not unless you're like really looking at it that you start to see the valleys that happen in each episode in throughout the episode. But yeah, I see what you're saying. In a larger scheme of things, it's hurt a bit. But with that, we are at the end of the episode. If you would like to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, we are at veronicamarspod on both of those. Or if you want to get in touch with us through email, veronicamarspod@gmail.com. Send us questions for previous episodes, future episodes, something that we didn't mention that you want us to talk about, or something, an idea that you had that you wanted us to discuss a bit. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at Ojo. That is OHJEAUX. Where are you at, Travis?
You guys can find me on social media at Travis Truant. That's Travis and then TRUANT for Truant.
Perfect. And with that, we will see you guys next week for Season 2, Episode 12, Richard and Wallace Go to White Castle. And I hope you are having a better day than Lamb's ego, because that shit got crushed. Goodbye.
Bye.
You tried to save Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.